Oh yeah, so this video is something that I shot back in 2014 for the North Texas Fair and Rodeo. And this is Denton, Texas, and the client was actually the Denton Convention and Visitors Bureau. And I talked to them about filming some scenes for the fair and rodeo, and I actually kind of wanted to use it as a testing ground. I had borrowed a Sony FS700, which is kind of a cool camera that it did a lot of slow motion back in the day, and that was kind of the start of it. The rest of it was shot with a Canon C100, and there's some time lapse at the beginning that was shot with a GoPro, and that was pretty much the rest of it. So every time you see a slow motion shot like this is the FS700. And anyway, what I want to do is I'm going to go through and just kind of go through some of the shots and just kind of how I put things together. I do a lot of dock work, and this is something that is certainly an environment that's conducive to it. And I'll kind of show you kind of what worked, what didn't work, what were things that I wish I had maybe done better at the time, and also things that I was happy with, and also kind of the use of the camera angles, the lighting, things like that. So hopefully you'll get something out of this, and if you do, let me know, and I'd love to talk to you some more. If you want to learn more about what I do and what kind of work I do, be happy to talk about that. So anyway, the whole point of this is just to kind of showcase, what I do as a cinematographer. So let's go back to the beginning, and we're just going to start it up again real quick. And so here, this is the time lapse I was talking about. So this is just done with a GoPro, and kind of just go back and forth with that. So just I set up the GoPro on the side. Obviously it wasn't the most exciting scene to look at, but it was just something to do. This has obviously been graded, so there's a grade on it, and everything I shot was kind of more of a log profile. In hindsight, it feels like the sky could probably have been brought down just a little bit more. And the contrast is pretty high, and it definitely has a tint to it as well, which kind of lends itself to the rodeo atmosphere. As you go through it, our next shots, again, this was kind of around sunset time, so these are the bulls for the bull riding that they bring in, and they're in the pen. So again, just kind of establishing the shots. Here's another one. This one I actually kind of like this shot because we've got some backlighting going on. And let me see, I'm going to try and see if I can give you some actual pointers real quick. So let's go this way and then see if I can show. So you see here is a dusty area right here. We've got him kind of backlit right here, and we've got the same down here. You can see the backlighting going on this. And this is something that I like to use a lot. I really enjoy this backlighting. The same thing here. You've got backlighting going on. I'll probably just use my cursor. It might be a little bit easier. And here, you got this nice kind of soft bokeh effect going on. I do wish in hindsight that I had a little bit more of this gentleman's face right here. He's of course being blocked by the fence. And sometimes, you don't have that kind of fortune. You're kind of stuck in the space that you're in. This gentleman here too, you can kind of see, him a little bit in the background. He actually has a microphone there, so he's actually talking, I believe, about who the bull riders are going to be that night. Anyway, so kind of the point of this was, trying to capture beforehand, what's the anticipation, what's the buildup. And this is kind of a good example right here. Again, this gentleman is sitting on the fence. He's a bull rider. He's going to go out riding. You can actually read in his face. You can see the tension that he has. Again, a little bit hot on the sky, but I was trying to take a look at the original shot that I had, which is, I believe, this one, perhaps. Well, let's see. See if we can find it exactly. Maybe not. He's sitting down there. But actually a little bit of a better angle, but less of him. He's looking in the wrong direction, in my opinion, in this shot. So there's got to be another one of him that I have. Oh, here we go. This is the one right here. So this is the shot that I used. Now again, the one issue that I had was the fact that he's got this kind of post that's kind of cutting in front of him. Wasn't a huge fan of that, but again, you don't always have the option, especially when you're doing dock work and you're in a hurry. You've got to get everything done. I shot everything with zoom lenses because the speed of a zoom is just much easier in this kind of environment. I would love to use primes more often, but it doesn't always lend itself to that opportunity. And again, you can kind of see, so that's the difference between that and then this is how we graded it. So brought it down quite a bit, a lot more contrast in the face, but you still see the backlighting coming onto him right there. And then the backlight right here on his back. And anyway, so that kind of, again, shows kind of the tension building. Here's another one. This gentleman's pacing around, and he's, I think, more of the scene, if I wanted to put more of it in there, and I did edit this one together, what you're going to see him kind of working on. These are the ropes that they use right here, and those are used for the actual bull riding. So they're very, seems like they're almost personal items that they're using. You can also see his shirt back here, and you see a little bit of a sun. There's the sun right here coming through. Got a little bit of glint of light. And then we have this shot right here, which is, this guy is more like a manager, maybe a coach kind of a person. I just really like the profile with him, with the audience in the background. And again, this is now you have the sun shining on his face, so he's not backlit, obviously, but just kind of a nice shot, and just the seriousness in his face and his eyes. You see the tension that he has, and that's again things that I'm looking for. I'm looking to find characters. I'm looking to tell a story, and this is what I'm trying to find. I'm trying to find these kind of faces. Obviously, a rodeo is going to be extremely dynamic. So coming back, this shot right here, I've really liked this shot a lot. It's really fast too. I might have more of it in my my sampling. I've got a sampling of slow-mo shots. But it's just a nice shot. Obviously, you got the flags. Flags are always great, especially when they're backlit. Not a whole lot of backlighting just yet, but there's this whole group of these women that had the American flag and Texas flag, and it was in repetition, as you can see down the line. And they were coming in into the arena, and the full shot has them going all the way around the entire arena. And again, sometimes you're going to shoot shots really long, and then you're going to only use just a little piece of it. So here we go. There's so again, I'm going to play some of this in a little while, but this is the full shot right here. You can kind of see it doesn't have a whole lot of difference between this and then the actual piece that I put in as far as grading. The FS700, I believe, didn't really have a whole lot of kind of LUT options, but again, it's nice. There is some compression with this. It's not the greatest slow motion in the world. Again, at the time, this was back in 2014, so quite a while ago. The technology is definitely advanced, and there's a lot more, a lot better options with most of the cameras that we use today. And this was shot at, I believe, 120 frames a second. So again, a really long kind of shot. You can see that it's on a tripod. I had it on sticks. There's a gangplank basically that I was standing on to film this. And then once they all went through, then I just changed the shot to within the arena, and I think there's a couple more pieces in there. Anyway, yeah, you can see this here is another angle of them coming through that we shot. Again, now they're going into the sun. The same kind of thing, again, it's a real dynamic shot. I mean, it's just wonderful to have these flags. I always love filming flags whenever I can. Obviously not just like a patriotic kind of a thing, but I think people, they give a lot of meaning and credence to flags. So when you see them, especially in action like this, I mean, this is America, no better way to say it. You've got these, you got these women on the horses, and they're all wearing matching outfits. You got these horses. It's such a dynamic, kind of environment. And then you have the crowd as well, which just adds so much texture to everything. So kind of sometimes you just have these moments of, kind of fortuitous moments. And then again, looking right here, you got this nice, the flags in the foreground. You got more people coming in the background. So a lot of depth and a lot of level to it. Also, notice that we're shooting at at an angle here, so you've got a lot of depth to work with instead of shooting flat onto something. So again, these are all kind of things that I try and look for whenever I'm filming documentary stuff. So going back to the actual piece, so you can see there's a little bit of a grade. So this was shot. This might have actually been shot also with the FS 700, just at regular speed. The nice thing, of course, is that you can ramp the speed up and down in post. So you shoot it at 120 frames a second, and then bring it back down to, I believe this was at 24 frames a second was the base. So, and kind of going through, these people, and there you go. You get this, shot again. There they are. Once again, this shot I really like a lot. And let me go back to that one and kind of see what we have here. So you have this. It's like this gentleman he's about to ride. And he's kind of in looks like a prayerful moment. I'm sure he's really concentrating, thinking about what he's doing. He's got this vest on, which a lot of bull riders now wear are, kind of like Kevlar vests. And a lot of them wear helmets too because of the danger of bull riding. Bull riding is probably one of the most dangerous sports that's out there. So it's definitely it's these guys are taking a big risk when they're going out and doing this, and I guess you could kind of say they're a little bit crazy, but hey, if that's what they want to do. So this again is another shot from overhead. So I was fortunate to have given full access to the entire facility there, so I kind of got to go wherever I wanted to in this. That doesn't always happen, of course. And even if you have access, this is something, these are people, they're doing it live. This is not a film set. So you're not always able to ask people to move, get out of the way, things like that. You kind of have to work around the people that are working. And that's a really important thing to remember, is make sure that you're not, you're not getting in their way. You're kind of a fly on the wall. You're just trying to capture whatever that you can at the moment. So again, just kind of setting up the anticipation, the build up is what we're creating with the story here. This one's a really tight shot, and I'll just kind of flip through it a little bit. You see that's his hand, and he's gripping around this rope, and that rope is what he has to hold on to. So if you don't know a lot about bull riding, when they go, they're right now they're in this paddock. They get put down in the paddock, and they wrap their hand around the rope, and they only have one hand to hold on to, and the other hand has to go up in the air, and it can't touch the bull as it's going through. And the time limit is 8 seconds. So that's what they're going for. And 8 seconds sounds like a very short time, but it can be an eternity when you're working with a bull. Again, these are massive, massive animals. So as it goes through, and again, I kind of had the luck of a little bit of light catching through. None of the light that you see in this was anything that was created by me. I didn't bring any lighting with me. It was just the environment that I was in. So you don't always have this kind of luck, and clearly the light is coming through just these bars and a little bit from overhead, but that's all I had. And you can see how tight the shot is. There's someone's, looks like an arm right here. There's another arm or a leg right here. So very, very tight conditions right there. And there's the gentleman there on there. You can see that he has a full helmet on. This other gentleman is helping him there, and then you can see behind there's a rope here that's going to pull the gate open. So, and there we go. The gate goes open, and I, of course, was down on the ground at this point. So it's a different rider, but when you're putting the sequence together, you can't really tell right away. You're not really paying attention to that. You're paying attention to the action more than you are the person, and you can use that. So just kind of like in a movie, you would do that. And I just did this kind of quick shots of these different moments. A lot of the time, you're not going to get, the greatest moment. A lot of times these guys fall off like right away when they come out of the gate. So that's another thing you have to kind of remember, is like, you're not going to get everything that you want. I'm going to look and see if I've got any shots of that in my original footage here, and see what we can find. I mean, you can find lots of other, oh yeah, they did they all went out. These are all the riders here. They probably were introducing themselves. Let's see, well, we've got, yeah, like here's one here. Let's see what we've got here. I'm just going to scroll it through. Don't want to waste your time. Getting prepped, getting ready. Here they go. And I think I screwed that shot up a little bit. There's the rest of it. Here it comes, and we'll just play it out. So yeah, there they go. See, really kind of too much of a tight shot. A lot of action, and the guy's already fallen off the bull. So it goes really, really fast. This is, you see how violent it is. Look how big these guys are. And I've used some of these shots in the video. As we go through, I'll show you some more of that. But you kind of get, again, the kind of the sense of the action and the activity and what's going on. And as I scroll through, here we go. They're getting ready. Sometimes these bulls are super hyper, and it can be a dangerous situation to be stuck in the paddock with those bulls. They often have to pull these guys out. There we go. Let's see what happens. Might have gotten blocked. Again, a really tight shot. Too close. Just a lot of action. It happens so fast. And he runs away. There's the bull. The bull's out. And we're all in a little bit of fear at that point. I can talk more about that in a second. This is a wider shot. So, and again, what's kind of cool about this too is, like, I love having the Ferris wheel in the background. It really shows the scale and the dynamic. You can see how big the crowd is over here. So that guy just got out. Here's another one. So you see these guys in the red. They're the ones that pull the gate open. This one's coming out so we can see what we got here. Yep, there he goes. He's riding. He's got it, and he falls right off, and he almost gets stomped by the bull. And so you can see how fast this activity goes. So when you're trying to build a sequence, you're going to have to use different pieces. And you might have the fortune in an event like this that you're going to get someone that rides the full 8 seconds, and you're in the right spot at the right time, which is just what's kind of exciting about doing documentaries, that you just never know. You know, it's kind of, you know, the luck of the draw, and when you get it, it's just such an amazing feeling to get that. Anyway, so continuing the sequence, you see him going out, and then there's a completely different shot again, much closer shot now from behind again, him coming out there, and then this is another shot which I believe was just more of the same. And then here's bronc busting. So you can see this is not a bull. This is right here, this is a horse. And so what I did was I speed ramped it. So we slowed it down once he went up in the air. You could really see the action and the activity. And look how much, the guy's like a rag doll. The horses are much more violent as far as the fact that the horses can jump really high. So you've got a lot more of that kind of activity. The difference with that and a bull is both of these obviously are large animals. They can do a lot of damage to somebody if they fall off or they get hit or kicked by these animals. But the bulls are much more dangerous, and just because they're such massive animals. So anyway, you can really just see the drama. There's another bronc busting, another drama. You see how far the guy flies back, and he hits his head on the back of the horse. And then there was this shot here that we did. This is the kind of calf roping. So you got it's usually a team that goes out, and then once they rope the calf, you can see here the guy's jumping off. The problem is you can see some flicker in the background, which I wasn't thrilled about. And the flicker is just from the frequency of the lighting that was there. So I like the activity of the shot and the fact that I captured this guy. I mean, look how much work this guy's doing to try and get down there. Anyway, but what's interesting is just like the dynamic of this guy jumping off. I mean, his whole body's flailing, the calf there. And then once again, another slow motion shot with that camera, and another one. So you can really see, and we got a tighter shot here. And then, so it was just kind of showing a series. This guy's getting thrown. This guy's about to get thrown. And this guy's taking the calf down. So again, you just see how much dynamic there is with this and how much activity. It's really incredible to see what these people put themselves through for this sport. And again, just having that had a I'm guessing probably a 24 to 105 lens, so not the greatest tight shots, but what I'm always trying to do, and you can see this here, every time I stop it, like, what's my framing, right? So I've got this nice framing again. We've got this guy here, so he almost becomes our, he's part of our point of view, right? We're with this guy, and we're witnessing the same thing, and that's what I try and get. And you don't always see, like this one. Obviously, he was really a lot closer, a really tight shot, not the most beautiful thing to see, but there's still just, sometimes it's the fluidity and the dynamics of the movement. And I was zooming out, as you can see, a little bit as I was going, trying to get the rest of that shot. This is something that I may have in the slow motion samples. Let's see if we've got, yeah, I may not have, oh yeah, there it is. Okay, so that's the first one. So you can kind of see this is what we did, and we went back out. So I zoomed out, you can see him, he gets whipped by the horse. So really just crazy to see what these guys are going through, and they're just trying to hold on for dear life with that one hand, as you can see. And the horse is really bucking like crazy. So there's just so much going on with that. And again, these shots, as amazing as they are, when you're putting together in a sequence, you're not going to be able to use the whole shot no matter what. So if you did, I'm guessing even now, you might be getting bored with the shot, which is, what you don't want when you're shooting this slow. We're almost out of this anyway. So again, we got these dynamic shots. We got this one. One of my favorite clips right here was this bull, which I showed a minute ago as well. You can just see, look at him jumping out, the violence. The thing that I was a little bit annoyed about was that you can see this flashing as I skip through. Boom, there's a flash from a camera. And I was getting a lot of this, and the problem with a lot of these, especially older cameras, is kind of the refresh. They just don't really take flashes too well, so if you're in an environment like that, there's not a lot you can do about it. It's just kind of one of those things that it's, it's part of the deal. So, I had no control over that, but it's a little bit disappointing sometimes when you have things like that. You can see the flashes in this one, especially. Let me go back and show that again. So flash, 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 flash. And so, and you can see again, it's just like, these flashes are just like horizontal lines across, right? I don't have it filling my frame. That one brightens up, but not as bad. There's not a whole lot that we could do at the time for that kind of stuff. I think newer cameras are a little bit better with flashes, but again, you're working in an environment that you just don't have any control of what's going on. And then this one right here is kind of I think my closing shot. And it was this guy that just had a really great face, good character. I'm not a fan of this guy's rear end necessarily in the shot. And I do wish that he would look over a little bit more, and I don't think he really did. There might be another shot of him at the very end. Just a few more shots, and then this one. I think this might actually be the closer, which I liked. So you can see the focus is actually on these guys instead of the activity. And what I wanted was I really like this line of these guys. Very interesting with all their different shirts. They all have the same kind of hat though, and they're definitely watching their partner there who was thrown off the bull. And then we fade out, and he turns around, goes away. So that's the end of that thing. But I'm just kind of hoping that this is something that might be of interest to you. If you like this, let me know. I've got years and years of different projects that I've worked on, and I'd be happy to kind of go through these some more. So again, I'm going to share a link to the actual video that you can see it online with the music, and you can let me know what your thoughts are of it. And, again, if there's something that you're curious about, whether it's some kind of technique that I used or, how I filmed something, it's really just, to me, this is a better way of showing how to do, cinematography, especially in the documentary world, as opposed to me sitting on the camera and explaining something to you. I'd rather show you stuff that I've already done and really gives you a better insight as to how it was put together. All right, thank you.